38th annual Cortaca Jug, and the opening drive offense begins to move the ball well. Eric Amory's a 6-yard run over the right side of the line, and then Neil Weidman to the air, also a 6-yard completion. This one to Jeff Higgins, 3 catches, 24 yards on the day for number 12. Cortland on their first possession was forced to punt, and then Matt Budenhagen would haul in a 20-yard reception from Neil Weidman, 4 catches on the day for number 18. Then skill, not true luck, but this is skill. Number 98, Arcal True Luck, with the sack, an 11-yard loss. The fumble would be recovered by Briggs Bedijan, the offensive lineman. 6 tackles, 1 sack on the day for Arcal. 2 plays later, a jailbreak by the Dragons special teams. Jeremy Kierst, the first to get there, blocks the Scott Ernst attempted punt, picks it up and rumbles 15 yards for the touchdown. Ernst was injured on the play. He did not return, and there is some speculation as whether or not he will be back at all this season. Anthony's point after was successful, 7-0 at this point. More True Luck, again wreaking havoc, busts through the line, again wraps up Weidman for the 14-yard loss. True Luck, the NFL prospect, would force a punt. Now into the second quarter, Dan DiCurzio for the first time, seeing his first action, a 10-yard scamper. Remember that name, as Dan DiCurzio would be heard from again this afternoon. Then the head of the reputed crime family, James Gambino, on 3rd and 6. A big 16-yard reception over the middle from Rob Hale, so a 1st and goal situation coming up. Cortland State driving. And then this. Brian Austin coming up with a big interception. Hale pump faking, and Austin there to pick it off in the end zone, ending the 14-play, 71-yard Cortland State second quarter drive. So the Bombers get the ball back, and unfortunately more trouble. P.J. Cooney takes the handoff and fumbles the football, uncharacteristic of P.J. Carl Young dives on it, and the Red Dragons take over possession. And again, the defense would hold. On 4th down, Brian Anthony comes on, and the kick is up, and it's good. No, it's no good. Brian Anthony missing the 37-yarder, and the score would remain at 7-0 still. More Ithaca defense to close out the half. Rob Hale pressured as he would go down eventually by big number 54, Scott Friery, who joined us a couple of weeks ago. And then again on the next play, Friery beating his man, the first one to get to Hale, forcing the fumble. Cortland would recover, punt the ball away, and the first half would come to a close, 7-0 in favor of the bad guys. Offensively, as we take a look at the highlights, Arcal on the sack of Weidman. Talk about the outstanding ability of number 98.
Well, we knew what kind of player he was coming in, and that particular play, Neil whiffed on a pass, but and we were sprinting away from it. So, but he is a quality player, great speed, great athleticism, did some nice things, and certainly
middle to James Gambino. And when we spoke with Coach Lafort prior to the game, he was concerned about the crossing patterns. How did they hurt you Saturday?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I felt Cortland executed very well, and I thought Hale did. He showed great presence. They seem to call the right plays at the right time, and sometimes that happens. You get certain defenses, and they call the right play, and they executed. So, crossing patterns, any kind of a
take a look at it. What was the significance in your eyes of this interception?
That was big. That was big for us to only to be down 7-0 going into the half. I felt at this point we had time left to even move it on a 2-minute offense type of situation, time for us maybe to get a score on the board. And so that was a big interception. I thought a good mental lift for us.
Brian, one of the safeties on the team, describe the role of the safety on this particular play.
Well, the safety is in the deep middle or deep half in this case.
The red and white would open it up with possession of the football, and on 3rd and 1, a quarterback keeper by Hale, and now on a 1st and 10 play, an 11-yard completion to Anthony Falco. 6 plays later, Ramel Griggs over the left side of the line follows the blocks in for a touchdown, a 9-yard jaunt. Anthony's PAT good, 14-0. Next possession, Ithaca faced with a 3rd and 1, the handoff to Bedijan. He coughs it up. Dave Parker forcing the fumble. True Luck recovering it. Cortland with possession. After 3 and out, the Bombers go to the air. And Weidman, a picture-perfect throw to Corey West. 5 plays later, this one would hurt. Weidman blindsided by Patrick Bond. Knocks the ball free. It's scooped up by Jeff Scott, who runs it back 35 yards for the touchdown. 20 to zip here. 1 defensive touchdown. 1 special teams TD for the Dragons. But don't go anywhere. It's not over just yet. Weidman to the air again. 14 yards to Jeff Higgins for a 1st down. Then the biggie. Neal going west up top, 41 yards to Corey West for the touch. 20-7 now the score. The fans with some hopes of yet another brilliant tug for the jug as West celebrating in the end zone. But Cortland would respond. Hale out of the shotgun on perhaps the biggest play of the game, hitting Corey Marcel along the far sidelines after a pump fake. The play covered 33 yards on a third down play, keeping the drive going. 7 plays later on 2nd and goal, Dan DiCurzio barrels ahead for the score. Anthony would add an extra point, and the score 27-6 Cortland. Last-ditch effort for IC out of the hurry-up offense. West hauls into 21-yarder for Weidman. Neal 20 of 25 for 246 on the day. Then Matt Budenhagen, the crossing pattern, 19 yards from number 14, all the way down to the Cortland 27-yard line. 1 play later, Weidman downfield to Jeff Earn. Are you serious? In the back of the end zone, the diving catch for Jeff Earn, 18 yards. And folks, we have a ball game, 27-13. However, on the ensuing drive, more organized crime. Hale to Gambino on the deep out for 24 yards, setting up this, a 5-yard touchdown pass. Hale to tight end Kevin Long, 34-14. Cortland would add a touchdown later, and your final score from Carl Chugger Davis Field, Cortland 41 and Ithaca 13. This one of the numerous times, the 24-yard pass from his quarterback, Hale. This is a key play right here because, and you see Hale operating out of the shotgun and the juggling catch on the sidelines. How much did this one hurt?
Well, I don't know if this is a third down play.
Yeah, this is the third.
These are one of the many. That's an excellent play. That's swinging it back out of the backfield. Hale made a nice throw, and you know, that was a fumbling catch, and he made it. So it's a good play by Cortland.
Yeah, when they bring the back out of the backfield to receive a pass, I guess it's that much tougher. Who draws down? And as we take a look at it, Patrick Bond was the guy responsible hitting him. At this point, after Cortland brings it in for the touchdown, are you thinking almost exclusively we have to pass the football?
Not at this point. Not at this point. They scored. I think there was 2 minutes left in the third period. We still had 17 minutes of football left. So I felt we could score 2 more times and get ourselves right back into the game. And so they're
West for 41 yards. And as we take a look at this one, talk us through this play, the specific pattern run by Corey.
It's just a play-action pass where we felt the safeties would bite up on a little bit of a run. We were running that side, and he did bite, and Corey went by him, and Neal threw a nice pass. So it was a play-action pass where you try to attack the deep third.
In watching the game and